This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another draft, I want to remind everyone that Card Kingdom sponsors my content. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below if you're on YouTube, or the logo below on Twitch, so check them out. Okay. Well, it's probably Dragon's Guard Elite. You know, it's a 2-drop that can easily take over games. It's also fragile, but usually if your opponent doesn't kill it, they're going to lose. And that's not true of most 2-drops. Rise of Exodus is really good. It's been a big overperformer. I think it's the only other card in this pack I would seriously consider first picking. Inkling Summoning is nice too, but we want the Elite here. Yeah, it's funny, you know, our deck that was half drafted by the computer because of our disconnect went 1 and 3, and so did the one we drafted, which I actually think maybe our first deck of the day was the better one. You know, despite the fact that we were in, like, our bot drafted it, but we had a bunch of lessons and learn from before our disconnect, and that made I think that made that deck significantly better. So Harmonize is quite good. Drawing 3 for 4 mana is very good. You know, not doing anything can be dangerous, but it draws enough cards that I think I'm in on it. I like Kelpie Guide as well, but I think I like Harmonize a little more here. Thank you for the follow. I'm still not getting... The notifications usually show up longer on my OBS, but they're not. So whoever you are, thank you for the follow. Normally I would be able to say your name. You have to leave the draft table to do that. Not a bad start. You know, Dragon's Guard Elite, Harmonize. Yeah, Burying Books and Kelpie are both good, but I think Harmonize is just better. I think it's just better. Alright, so I think we grab the Onslaught here. It's a great removal spell. Biomathematician's pretty good, but I think Onslaught's a little better. Inkcaster, not bad, but... yeah, I think we want Onslaught here. Generally, like, if you're able to cast Harmonize and you still have, like, a decent chunk of life, you're just going to win. Like, the card advantage from it is that real. And it definitely gets better the more cards with Magecraft, because it lets it add to the board or do something to the board while also drawing us cards. So, you know, that's pretty sweet. Turns 2, Dragon's Guard. Turn 3, Quandrix, Pledge Mage. Turn 4, Harmonize. That'd be a pretty good opener. Pretty good start. Okay. Let's see. I like Zephyr Boots okay. Biomathematician's pretty good, as we've already said. That might just be where we go here. You know, this is a good lesson, but it doesn't currently line up with what we're doing. It could, and maybe we should just take it because there's a decent chance of that, but I think Biomathematician's good enough that I take it here. See what happens. Well, the reason Harmonize is green, is because it's actually a color-shifted card from original Time Spiral, so that's why it's so weird, because it is weird. All right, we'll grab a Field Trip here. You know, Ramp is great if we're in blue-green, and so is Learning. And, yeah, Golden Ratio is not that easy to set up. You know, there's a couple good black cards here and a good white card, but Field Trip's great. You know, the Ramp it gives you is just very real. I think it's Time-Shifted Tidings. Maybe Tidings costs 5. I don't think so. I think Tidings might be 5, draw 4 now that I think about it. But it's... I could be wrong now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like it's a color-shifted card, but it might not be. So I wouldn't mind. Like, the decks I have the most fun with in this format are definitely, like, the big, silly ramp ones. So finding ourselves there wouldn't upset me too much. Okay, so Test of Talents is pretty good. Quandrix Campus is nice fixing. Pledge Mage isn't so bad either. I kind of think I'm taking Test of Talents here, though. It's just there's just so many spells in this format, and you also know when they're coming because of Learning. So, you know, Test of Talents is probably the pick here over the Campus and, like, the Karok or the Pledge Mage. Okay, so Fortifying Draft can be interesting. We probably just take either Pop Quiz or Arcane Subtraction. I think I like Pop Quiz a little more than the Subtraction. You know, drawing a couple cards is good, and one of them is a lesson. We do need some lessons. You know, earlier in this format, I think maybe one of the reasons I'm not doing as well, you know, some of it is certainly variance, but some of it is also people are valuing lessons really, really highly now, and I think they should be. And earlier in the format, we were when other people weren't, and that gave us a pretty big advantage. Okay, so I think we grab Eureka Moment. I wouldn't mind a Scurrid Colony. You know, we need stuff to do on turn 2, and I wouldn't hate Snow Day either, but Eureka Moment's really good. It's a key common for this deck. You know, we need to pick up something to ramp into. Maybe we splash, like, the big blue-red spells type things. And, you know, that's kind of what we're looking for still. But, you know, we'll see. All right, so this pack, huh? Well, Tenured Inkcaster or the Battleseer probably best. We could just take the Campus. Yeah, I don't really want any of this stuff very badly. I'm just going to take the Campus. Obviously, it's off color, but we may find a way to slide it into our deck. So I'm just going to take the letter here. I don't really want these other things. So, yeah. So Reflective Golem's not bad if we end up with some ways to utilize it. So I think it's what we grab here. Square Up, it just doesn't work. Like, it's too hard to line it up. I don't hate the Befuddler. We need to find some lessons, but I think we will without too much effort. We'll grab a Curate. Maybe it makes the cut. If we end up with enough Magecraft, it could. So anyway, yeah, we want to end up with some stuff to ramp into. Currently, we're pretty good at ramping, but we don't have that much to ramp into. We don't have anything to ramp into, really. Grab this Karok. Hopeful it doesn't make the cut, but who knows? That's a late Arcane Subtraction. I mean, it's quite good. I mean, the stuff it gives you is great. This is a strong pack right here. So, Accomplished Alchemist is really good fixing. Right now, we're not desperate for fixing or ramp, but maybe we end up there. This pack is just so good, and it also has Decisive Denial and Quandrix Cultivator, like all things that I really want. The Denial is going to be good no matter what blue-green deck we end up in, and these two are really only going to be at their best if we end up in an actual ramp deck. But I think it's pretty likely we end up in ramp, but still, I think maybe Denial is a little better. We've already got ways to ramp. You know, if we had no ways to ramp, maybe I'd think differently. But Denial is just really good. You know, a Fight Spell's good. You know, the two options it gives you are quite good. So I think we grab Denial here over these two nice ramp cards, just because it's more likely to be really good in our deck. And it's something we don't currently have a lot of, which is, you know, removal. Okay, so Rise of Exodus has Learn, but it's not really... I mean, yeah, it's not really what we're looking for. There is a lesson here in Expanded Anatomy, but I kind of think the Symmetrist is good enough to take over the Anatomy. Will I regret that? Maybe, but Symmetrist is quite good. You know, he just impacts the board right away, has great stats. I think he's where we go here. Right now, it doesn't look like that's where we're going to end up. Okay, so another good lesson, but there's also Divide by Zero, and I think we kind of have to take it. It's pretty great. So yeah, we'll take it. Here, it's a great way to interact with stuff. I like Needlethorn Drakes. Like, a couple of those on the lower part of our curve would be great, but Divide by Zero is really good. Okay, so here we have Burying Books and Needlethorn Drake. I kind of think I'm going to take another spell over the Needlethorn Drake. Burying Books has just been really good. The tempo it gives you is great, and it even trades 1-for-1, so it's been pretty impressive overall. So we really need lessons. We've passed a couple. Oh God, why? I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, that we're getting all of these like Divide by Zeros and Field Trips and Ether Helixes. But man, so I'd be more inclined to take Field Trip if we had more ways to ramp already, but because we don't, I kind of think I'm just going to go with Divide by Zero. We need to get some Learn packs. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So we've got Frost Trickster here. We've also got Teaching of the Archaics, though, which is a great lesson. We really need lessons, but God, Frost Trickster. I think we take Frost Trickster. Are we going to pass all the lessons ever? Because now we have another Frost Trickster. We're doing it. We're doing it. Frost Trickster's too good. In this last pack, I mean, I'm liking the way our deck looks. We're not really a ramp deck, but I think our deck looks pretty good. The thing it's really lacking, I mean, first of all, things to ramp into would be good, but they're not necessary. But what it's really lacking are lessons, and we need to start taking those now, he says. I'm probably going to get another pack with, like, great stuff in it. And I just won't be able to take a lesson, but I'll probably be able to. Because we have a lot to learn already, and we desperately need lessons. We'll take this Witherbloom Campus. I don't think we're going to be a teach by example type deck. The Campus might give us the ability to splash something. Okay, so I guess I'm going to take this Spectacle Mage. It would be great to wheel some random lesson. We'll take Vortex Runner here. Okay, I'll take this Battle Seer. Right now, we're not playing this letter just because we're not much of a ramp deck. Everything else would still be in the deck. We do have good fixing. Like, if we open an off-color bomb, we can just shove it into our deck between our letter and a couple of campuses, which is nice. Yeah, we'll take another Befuddler. It's not great, but it is playable. So blue-green looks really open. Like, we saw late Frost Tricksters and Divide by Zeros, which I think is a great sign. Green seems a little less open, but yeah. We'll take a Soothsayer here. It's definitely more playable than the Karok is. Yeah, Golem is a cut at this point. It has a little bit of a chance of finding its way in if we pick up something interesting, but yeah, I wouldn't play it the way the deck looks right now. But I am leaving it in because it's obviously going to be more... Right now I'm leaving it in because to keep it in mind, but yeah. Okay, so time to grab a lesson, I think. You know, we could try to play a splashed Heated Debate. We have fixing that could make it happen. But I think we're desperate enough for lessons at this point that I just grab Elemental Summoning here. It's a good lesson. So we're just going to take it here. Wouldn't hate the Biblioplex either. But yeah, we're going to take the Summoning for sure. Some Mage Duels would be good. A Worm would be good. Bookworm. I'd be down. So, okay, so here's an interesting pick. There's a lot of good stuff here. So, I don't think I mean, Compulsive Research is nice, but we've already got Harmonize and Pop Quiz, and I think that's perfectly fine for that basic role. What we have to choose between here is Mage Duel or Introduction to Prophecy. I'm sort of leaning towards the Duel. The one thing to remember about all our cards with Learn is that we can still rummage with them, and I'd like to not be doing that, but I think Mage Duel is good enough that it is what we want to grab right here. It's a great removal spell. I thought it was going to be good, but it's been even better than I expected. So we will take Mage Duel. Okay, so this is not a lesson we can really utilize. We're looking at Biomathematician versus Cultivator. We're not a real ramp deck, so I kind of feel like Biomathematician's probably just going to be better. I kind of think, yeah, you're right about that. Serpentine Curve or the Leyline, whatchamacallit, would be good. Maybe Cultivator is still just better than Biomathematician number 2. Yeah, it probably is. We'll take the Cultivator. Okay, so Pledge Mage is going to be pretty good in this deck. We have a whole lot of spells. I could take another Berry and Books, but I think we want Pledge Mage here. No lessons here, so... So another Pledge Mage. Still no lessons here. And I think we take another Pledge Mage for sure. Okay, we may end up again in a deck that doesn't really have enough lessons, which is frustrating. So we either want the Masterpiece, which wouldn't be bad to splash at the top of our curve, but Professor of Zoomancy is also pretty good. But yeah, I kind of think having a thing where we actually ramp into it is probably good, and we can splash it. We unfortunately don't actually have a the right campus, but we might find a way to splash it still. So Test of Talents number 2 or Vortex Runner. I think Vortex Runner. Biograph, like, not great top curve, but it can do the job. We don't really have anything great to go with it, but I guess this is just a better sort of ramp payoff than that's going to be most of the time. Okay, so we definitely grab a lesson here in Introduction to Annihilation. We really need something like it, and we got it. So that's good. That feels good to grab another lesson here. Yeah, Reflective Golem, not going to be in this deck. Yeah, it's unfortunate we don't have the right land, but maybe we'll pick one up late here or something. So we don't want any of this. We'll take this card. Soothsayer Adept's not terrible. Okay, so Archway Commons to splash the Masterpiece is probably worth it. Yeah, I think we run the Letter and the Archway Commons, and that's probably what we do. Man, it is unfortunate. This lesson's still here, but we just can't play it most of the time. I guess it's free to have, and we might have double red occasionally, so it doesn't hurt to have it here. Ooh, this is good to pick up late. That really makes Elemental Masterpiece actually very playable, and it even makes our... The question is whether we even have to play the Letter now. I kind of don't think we do. I don't hate this late Aerialist. So we only ended up with 2 lessons, but, you know, worth remembering that we can rummage. Well, we actually have 3 lessons, too. 2 that we'll be able to cast all the time, and 1 which we normally won't be able to cast. So it depends on the deck, what kind of curve you want. Oops. Our deck's actually pretty aggressive, which is strange for a blue-green deck, but that does look like where we've ended up. So, Masterpiece. It's the only thing we're splashing. I think we can get away with just the Campus and the Commons for it. It'll make our mana significantly better if we do that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to run the Letter. I think just these 2 is enough when it's our only red card. So that leaves us with 9 blue sources, 9 green sources, and 2 red sources. Works for me. So what do we want to cut here? You know, we don't really have like a normal, as many ramp payoffs as this kind of deck normally has, but like Harmonize and then casting one of the spells you draw. It's kind of a ramp payoff. So, with the amount we have of lessons, you know, we have 3 lessons. 2 will be easy to cast. 1 will only occasionally be able to cast, very occasionally, the way our mana's ended up. We may want to cut some Learn, because, like, you know, the cards that are already kind of good with Learn, or at least passable with Learn, we probably leave in, like Field Trip, but Arcane Subtraction's kind of not that good unless you have a lot of Learn. So I think we probably cut it. Probably cut like an Adept. Then what do we want to cut? What is our last cut? Aerialist isn't amazing, but it seems okay. I don't think it's what I want to cut. Could be a Befuddler, I guess. That does leave us with only a few 2-drops, but... But that's probably okay. Yeah. I think we can get by. Yeah, maybe Biomathematician. Maybe you're right. That we'd rather have a 2-drop. It's true that the Mathematician doesn't have any friends, so he's just going to be making 1 token. Yeah. Maybe we need to hold on to the 2s. Soothsayer Adept over at Befuddler. Yeah. That's also probably not a bad choice. I mean, gives us something to do with all the extra mana we're probably going to have. Yeah. I think those are both good calls. Now let's see if we can... How well we can do. I don't think this deck's great, but it's our best deck of the day. So, see how that goes. Well, this is a pretty good opening hand. I said at the beginning, if we can go Dragon's Guard Elite, Pledge Mage, Harmonize, it's going to be a pretty nice start. We even got our red mana. Now, you know, pulling that off without anything dying is kind of unlikely, but, you know, we're going to go for it. Okay. Works for me. At least I get to draw it again. Alright, so let's play the Pledge Mage here. So yeah, as I kind of suspected, actually pulling that off isn't so easy. So our opponent's just like, nah. Player Symmetrist here. Okay, so I think we're going to go for a double spell here. We're going to Frost Trickster the Tome Shredder. Yeah, Frost Trickster. Attack with the Symmetrist. And then replay the Elite. So we've got 2 cards in our hand to reload, which is pretty good. They're very possibly going to cast some big ol' scary spell. Doesn't look like they're doing it yet, but... Alright, so... I guess we're going to Harmonize here. While we're not under that much pressure. So yeah, we'll Harmonize. Try to, anyway. Alright. Looks like we get to Harmonize. I mean, they kill our Dragon's Guard Elite. Oh, that's pretty brutal. They are out of gas, though, and we still have a Eureka moment. So that part I like, but that sequence there was pretty brutal. Heated Debate into Test of Talents. I was like, well, at least we're going to get to Harmonize. Nope. Alright. So they're in top deck mode, straight up. We are almost there, but we have a Eureka moment. Let's hope they just draw, like, a land, you know? It's kind of what we want to happen here. Nice. Okay, so I think we just Frost Trickster here. Love me some Frost Trickster. So they can block here and then make a token or whatever, but the Symmetrist has Trample, so that's not exactly a major concern for me. Yeah. So drop them to 8. Draw some lands, man. Come on. Lands. Okay. So let's Eureka moment here. We could draw something that makes us want to do something else. I guess I could attack first. No, I think we're going to Eureka Moment first. See what's what. If they let us. Ooh, that Burying Books is good. And we even drew a creature we can play, which is also good. Somebody's getting buried in books, yeah. Alright, we go to 6. We play Soothsayer Adept. We're going to take this hit here. That's fun. Okay, so I think we attack. We know they're drawing Burying Books, so, you know, that's useful information to have. We play Quandrix Pledge Mage. And we leave up our own Burying Books. So get rid of that Tome Shredder here. And we're going to draw our big boy again, which is good. I guess they're probably going to bounce my Pledge Mage in response here. I guess they don't have to do it now, so why would they? Okay, well they do it now. How about that? So we're going to attack for 1 here. Look out. Are they ever going to draw a land? Okay, they must have finally. It's like, come on. Okay. Deck felt pretty good there. See if we can keep it up. Definitely, you know, like I said, I don't think it's an incredible deck, but it's certainly our best deck of the day. So. Pretty good. Kind of a curve out. Whether we play it that way, I don't know, but... Depends what they do. If they don't play anything here, I probably just flash in the Befuddler. If they play something here, especially a 1/3, I probably don't. It doesn't really do anything for us to do it, so... So we'll play our Trickster here. I think next turn we'll have the time to Harmonize, which will feel really good. But we'll see. May just be better to play the Aerialist and just pressure them in the sky, like if they don't have anything. Like, just, you know, that puts them on a 4-turn clock that they have to respond to if I play the Aerialist. So they do play a thing. Okay. Mage Duel is pretty good. It comes down to whether or not I think it's worth just like straight up Mage Dueling here to kill Dina, or just trying to pressure them. I think I'm going to attack here and then play our Aerialist. And then on a future turn, we might be able to Harmonize and Mage Duel in the same turn, which will feel great. So, we'll see. If you want to kill the Aerialist, you got to spend some significant mana. I guess you could pay 3 to kill it with Okay, well, that kind of works for me. They didn't pay the ward. We've all been there. I'm sorry, though, opponent, because that can be tough to come back from, that's for sure. So how likely is it here that we draw a forest that we can just play with our mage duel? Do we roll the dice? I think I might roll the dice. Let's roll the dice. Well, we didn't roll the dice. Didn't go perfectly. It'll work out okay, though, I think. Drawing a forest there would have been devastating for our opponent, but... you know, what are you going to do? So who do I want to kill here now? That is the question. I guess the answer is probably still Dina. That Karok is a problem. But... maybe it is just the Karok now, huh? Alright, so let's pop quiz. Yeah, pop quiz. And grab elemental summoning. Play this forest. Pay one for mage duel here. We have decisive denial if something crazy happens here, like the trick that gives it hexproof or whatever. So that's good. It's good to have that in our back pocket. Okay. And we can still add the Befuddler to the board or whatever, so that feels pretty good overall. Drops into 11. Yeah, and we can leave up Denial and Befuddler, which feels pretty good. Okay. Reach is annoying. It's pretty unlikely they have something they can play with their remaining mana. So I think I'm just going to flash in Befuddler here to take less damage. Try to, anyway. They could have something here that I'll regret, but I think adding to the board here is perfectly reasonable. Okay, that's a good draw, because I can go Pledge Mage, Decisive Denial, kill the colony. See if they have a response. They may sacrifice it, I guess. I guess that's their main response choice, but it doesn't make a huge difference if that's all they can do. That is all they can do, so I think that works for me overall. Attack with both flyers. Do they have a big scary spell? No. No, they don't. Right, this is fine. I mean, we'd obviously like to find our green mana, but it's pretty likely we draw it, and at least we can play everything in our hand. So... it's not great. If they play a spell here, I probably Test of Talents it, because I'm going to be tapping out the next several turns. So... they do not play a spell. Okay, so I think we want to play Vortex Runner just because it's bigger on its own. And it can, like, trade with Silver Quill Apprentice if it has to. This will let us search for our... oh, no, we have to have green to play it. Never mind. Come on, why aren't you all hybrid mana? Whose idea was that? Okay, good. I like the looks of that. So we'll play Cultivator here. Guess I'll grab another Forest. In the turn. Probably play... if I draw a land, I probably play Pledge Mage and Vortex Runner. If I don't draw a land, I probably play Pledge Mage and leave up Test of Talents. Uh-oh. So we need to find an answer for that yesterday. We can bounce it right now with Burying Books, but I don't think that's going to be enough to make it worth it. I don't really want to play this land, because I feel like leaving up Test of Talents is pretty important here. So, we're just going to pass our turn. Not looking great, though. You know, this is the sweet Lorehold deck that can run you over with great curve outs. I'm hoping they play some big removal spell I can counter here. That also makes my Pledge Mage bigger. If they don't, you know, it's not a big deal. They could just plan on attacking and leaving mana up to use the ability over and over again. Okay, so... yeah, we're going to Test the Talents. So, they have an Arrogant Poet. That's not too scary. What else did they have? Oh my god, there's a Professor Onyx. Professor Onyx is in there. Poet's Quill is in there. We better win this game fast, huh? They don't have any other Mage Hunter's Onslaughts, right? No. Okay. We probably have time to play the commons now. Yeah, you know, I said we better win this game fast, but I don't currently see how we're going to do that. We can try, but... alright, so I think we end our turn... yeah, just leave up mana for Burying Books. Bounce whatever attacks me, probably. Next turn I can play my Masterpiece, which will be pretty big. Yeah, so we're going to Burying Books. Makes our Pledge Mage bigger. Guess they're trying to decide if they want to use the ability. Yeah. And they do. Alright, so what's Elemental Masterpiece here? We're going to attack with both of these. We need to bring the Thunder, or we're going to be in trouble, so... So, I think we want to kill Silver Quill Apprentice more. It causes more problems for the most part. So next turn, Vortex Runner will become unblockable, and then we'll play another one. So hopefully we can get out ahead enough from all of their powerful cards that... Oh, well, there goes the Vortex Runner. See you later, Vortex Runner. See you later. I guess you put it on your Dusk Mage? I guess you could put it on the Poet, too. I think Dusk Mage makes sense, yeah. Okay. So it does suck I have to pay life to kill Sedgemoor Witch, but I think we kind of got to do it. Although, we know what they're going to draw, and maybe we want to kill that more. Maybe we do want to kill that more, given the state of this game. So, let's attack with those. Hold on to our Mage Duel. Yeah, I guess now we don't 100% know what they're going to draw, because they're going to draw... If we kill the Dusk Mage here, they're going to draw the Spectre now. I think we still want to kill the Dusk Mage. It sucks that they get to draw a card and all that, but I think we can live with it. So I think we wait a turn here with our Mage Duel. You know, we're going to have plenty of mana to use it. Drawing, like, Harmonize right now would be great. I'd also take our... what did they draw? I'm a little scared here, since they seem to want to attack. They could attack us with the Poet, I guess, but... they'd have to pay life to do it. That... is odd. I don't think we block that. I don't think we can... I don't think there's any reason to try to block that there. Could be a bluff for sure, but... Probably should have campused there. Ooh, okay. So, we definitely play Frost Trickster here. It does have Menace, you're right. You are correct. So... the problem with the Spectre is they'll still be able to use its freaking ability, but I think that's okay. Like, if I don't kill it with Mage Duel, it'll still be able to use its ability, is what I mean. So we're in some trouble here. I mean, if we Mage Duel to kill this, we do have to go to 5. And that means the Spectre is not real far off from being able to kill us. But if they spend their whole next turn draining us for 2 and attacking with these, we're going to win on the next turn. So I think we probably still want to kill Sedgemoor Witch here. And just, yeah. Attack all. I guess I could have done one more if I Mage Dueled first, but I guess not letting them know I can kill the Witch is probably better. They could have Bury in Books or something like that here, which would be a bit of a disaster. Oh, yeah. I guess not exactly Bury in Books, but I mean, they could have had some way to interact, is my point. Alright, so we're going to Mage Duel. I definitely should have used this first, because the additional damage, I could have put it here and pumped this if I did it first, but I was a little scared they could do something. I'm going to use Vortex Runner to do it, because if they bounce her, I can just replay her and she won't lose any size, so this drops us to 5. Let's hope they don't have a response. Okay, well, that is a response, and now we're just going to decline to pay the life. Although, if I don't decline, my Vortex Runner dies. Can I go to 5 here and still survive to live another day? I guess I can. Not for very long, though. We're also getting a token. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Oh yeah, I guess they wouldn't have fought. Yeah, okay. Good call. That was stupid. Misplays. Alright. So we're going to block that Sedgemoor Witch and go to 2 here. Which means we're dead, by the way. Yeah, we're dead. And I can't block it anyway, so I punted that one away. I don't know if... I guess not paying the life... I guess not paying the life would have been better, and we wouldn't have died that turn. So yeah, I punted it away. I think we could have won that game if I hadn't screwed it up. Menace. We would have had enough life to survive the attack, though, if I hadn't decided to pay 3. It's a little slow, but I do think we keep it. Hope we draw some early action. Yeah, we really needed Harmonize or something like that there to help push us over the edge. That may not be good. Turn 4, Mizzix's Mastery. No, just a 4-3. I can live with that. Yeah, let's play the Symmetress. Pretty brutal. We do have the mana to Harmonize plus Mage Duel here, and that might just be the best bet. Lets me kill the Fuming Effigy. Yeah, I think we go Harmonize. Yeah, tapping one of them down would have made more sense, too, in that last game. It's true. Yeah, so let's Harmonize here. Then we'll Test of or Mage Duel. So, we drew a bunch of cards. That's good. Okay. So let's attack here with our Symmetress. Probably gets buried in books, if I had to guess. Then I think we play double Vortex Runner. Yeah. Oh, I could have countered that. I just don't want to win right now. Apparently. If I countered it, I couldn't play 2 Vortex Runners. Let's see what they get. I may want to hold on to Test of Talents for whatever they get. Yeah, probably not, though. I think we just go Vortex Runner. I wish today's punt count was only 5. Or 1, rather. It's probably closer to 5. Alright, so we're in a race now. Ooh, that'll help us in a race, won't it? Yeah, so I think we want to tap the flyer, maybe? They can give flying to the other one without a whole lot of effort, so I should probably actually go that route. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 1, yeah, so we want to tap down the one that can block. So yeah, we go Frost Trickster. Tap the 3/2. So here, if they have Burying Books, we can counter it with Test of Talents, which will be pretty awesome. Right. Not what they do. I think we just play the Aerialist here. So we have a lot of evasive damage coming their way next turn. Man, do they have a board sweeper? I think they might have the do damage to everything board sweeper here. Still gonna take 2 and hope they don't. The one that exiles something from the graveyard? No? Okay. Okay, well. Now we go Pop Quiz. Okay, I think we want to grab Introduction to Annihilation, but because we also just drew Divide by 0, we just use Divide by 0 on the 1/5. We have Test of Talents if they try to counter. Nice. Yeah, even though we don't have a ton of learn, I think we have, like I said during the draft, like when we're, it's sort of a ramp payoff to be able to play your draw spells and then play one of the spells you draw. And we do have several cards that let us do that. So that's been good. Ooh. Yeah, I think we have to send this one back. I mean, drawing an island makes it an okay hand, and we can play the Pledge Mage. We have several draw steps. Going down a card is just so rough, and I think we have a reasonable chance of drawing what we need. I'm going to keep it. See what happens. We'll probably draw all our forests. Uh-oh. Nice. So yeah, this is the kind of early start that we don't want to be seeing. But I think we're in kind of okay shape now, because we've got Burying Books online. If they try to make Killian huge, being able to bury him will feel pretty good. Okay, so yeah, do we want to play the Pledge Mage here and just brace for another hit? I guess adding to the board is pretty good, but next turn I can just play Cultivator, and this turn being able to bury in books is a big deal. Yeah, I think we hold off. Especially if they try to do something crazy here. They probably won't, because they know about burying books. I mean, they don't necessarily know I have it. Ooh. Why did it... Oh, that's... Oh, no. If they hit burying books here, I'm in trouble. They don't seem to be thinking about hitting burying books, is what's interesting. Yeah, now they are. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Okay. Next turn I can Eureka Moment plus Mage Duel, which will feel pretty good. I'm going to grab an island, obviously enough. They don't know we have Mage Duel, so that's good. Well, so much for that plan. I mean, we're still going to kill Killian, but it's not going to be quite as awesome. It won't be too bad, though. Because we'll play Pledge Mage, and then Mage Duel Killian. See if they have Swords to Plowshares here. But we do still need to find a way to deal with the Poet. We do have a Flyer, which is good. That will certainly help. Ooh. Right, what do they grab here? Intro to Annihilation. Ooh. So we have 7 mana, right? Oh no, yeah, but we need 8 to be able to double spell here. So I think playing the Aerialist is better. It makes them spend... Like, if they don't have another land, they just can't kill my Aerialist because of Ward. And if they do draw another land, they'll have to spend their whole turn doing it, and they'll grant us a card. So I think the Aerialist seems a little bit better in this situation. If they have a land, they can do it, but they have to spend all their mana, and we draw a card. So do they have something scarier? Not exactly. Okay, so let's Eureka Moment into Symmetrist. They're going to kill our Symmetrist next turn, obviously enough, and whatnot. Ooh, that is not what we wanted to happen there. So they're going to kill our Symmetrist here with Intro to Annihilation. Maybe I should have waited to give up my 3-1. So we've got to draw something here, or we're dead. Pretty much. We do have one more draw step. The question is whether I want to scry. I guess I probably do. Yeah, we're going to scry. No thanks. I mean, you know, we need a creature. Ugh. That's how it goes. Alright, down to 3 and 2. Right, this is okay. We've had a lot of hands like this, though, where we haven't been able to do things early. And that's because our curve's not very good. That is why we do not have a good curve. Might get to get a decisive denial on something next turn. Especially if they, like, grab Inkling Summoning here. It's probably... Well, do I want to do it to Environmental Sciences? I mean, the thing is, I'm going to be tapped out in the near future, but I also have Pledge Mage, so... Alright, they don't give us the option anyway. Alright, so let's play Pledge Mage. I'm not loving how this looks. They're going to Environmental Sciences here. This is going to become a 3/3. course. Why isn't that how that would go, you know? Okay. Well, we're in a world of trouble here. We're going to play another Pledge Mage. Hope that maybe that'll do the work for us. Not looking good, though. Oh, God. So I could kill the Blood Researcher, but I'd lose my creature doing it. It might just be best to play the Aerialist so that I can block Professor of Zoomancy here. I could also pop Quiz, which would make our creature a 3/3, and I could still leave up Decisive Denial. Oh, I can pop Quiz and Decisive Denial to kill the Blood Researcher. That is good news. I think we want the creature a little more. And then, yeah, Decisive Denial. Kill the Researcher. Okay, that gives us a little bit of a chance. So I'd probably just trade. I'd probably block the Professor here if they give me the opportunity. Then on our turn, we can either double spell with the Aerialist and the Soothsayer, or play Elemental Summoning. So we're probably going to want to double spell now that that thing has Menace. I mean, it already had Menace. Now that that thing's as big as it is, I could consider just taking a hit here and hoping, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Oh, crap. Man, this slump has been rough. I mean, this deck's not great, but we've been losing a whole lot. At least we broke 500, I guess, but that, you know, that is not so good. Alright, so I guess we double block the ingredient here and take 5. I mean, what else are we going to do? I'm sure they have a trick or a removal spell or whatever to blow us out. But our other options were not good ones, so... Okay, they don't completely blow us out. That's a good sign. We're at 4. Okay. Yeah, we're dead. Is there anything we can hit with Harmonize that makes us not dead? I don't think so, but we'll cast it. Ooh. Frost Trickster. If anything gives us a chance, it is probably the Frost Trickster. Yeah. It does give us a chance. And then, unfortunately, we can't Elemental Masterpiece. Would be nice if we could. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I am still alive one turn, but I have to block this and go to 1. Yeah, it's not going to get it done. Helps a little, but... And maybe I'll just do it to freak him out. Yeah, this has been rough. It's hard to explain why it happens to me the way it does. We're going to go ahead and blank one of you. Block you. Block you. Block you. And we go to 1. I mean, go to 0. It's hard to explain. It happens to me virtually every format where I have this extended, really frustrating slump. And I don't really know why it happens. but it does. I'm just very streaky for whatever reason. I mean, for the first 3 weeks of this format or whatever, I didn't have a single... I had one losing record. And now... still not getting a lot of losing records. We've had a lot of 3-3s, but today we had 2 1-3s, and one of them was from a power outage, because the deck wasn't, what we actually wanted to draft. But still, I mean, it's been rough. It has been rough. And we punted away some games. I've played poorly, and the saltier one gets, the easier it is to play poorly, because you just start feeling like no matter what you're going to do, you're going to lose anyway. And so, it's kind of a self-defeating cycle where you end up salty and play poorly, but there's always tomorrow. Hopefully we can put up a winning record tomorrow.